Hello, Cyrus the Raccoon. It shouldn't be new stream music. Hey, Grenar. Dark Elflin. Oh, that was 19 hours ago. Never mind. Got some of those red lobster biscuits. Hell yeah. Critical Role. Hey. Hey, Violet left. How is everybody doing? Mike seems off. And some other... Oh, let me see. No, it should be the regular mic. Hello. You see what they're saying about the mic seeming off? It's not audio based. What do you mean it's not audio based? Way more of the audio stand than usual. Oh. Okay. Weird. Tilted down. Oh, the mic itself, where it is off. Okay. I mean, I'm always moving the stupid thing around. And I had a thanks to everybody who watched and stopped by movie night extravaganza last night with Cosmopolitics. It was a really fun time. We talked about The Bride. That is go follow movie night extravaganza on social media. They shared that around, so, and I've been sharing their stuff. So if you enjoyed that, or if you would like to see me talk more about The Bride and other movies and talk about watch some other cool leftist people talk about movies, go for it. I don't remember hearing about it. It was quiet. All right, I'll turn myself up a little bit then. All right. The problem is that I don't want to turn myself up too much because then it captures every little like mouth smack I make. And I know that shit gets mad annoying. Ugh. Subtle desolation, subtile desolation. Thank you very much for following. Subscribing. I don't know if I need a Discord channel for my tweets. I don't know. No, don't do a Discord channel for my tweets. That's too... I be tweeting some unhinged shit sometimes. I don't need to drag anybody else into my mania. Track says, hey, DD, looking good. I'm doing a high and buys. I'm running to an appointment. See you in an hour. Have a good appointment. I hope it goes well. Yeah, Sparks Prime 8801. Is that a death tattoo? Where? This one? No. This is just my Shibari girl. Hi, Nehemia. Hey. Most active bond was none. It's fine. It's I do little things all the time. I guess I only tweeted about it. Yeah, I didn't really talk about it that much. So I guess, it was just like a tweet thing. El Salve, thank you. What do you mean lower? Sagapom 93, what does lower mean? Hello, all peoples. Everybody's here. Dang, y'all. How are we doing? Let's take a vibe check, everybody. Because I didn't finish watching. I need to finish watching. But the video essay, I have good news. I'm very happy with the direction the current essay is going in. It has expanded a little bit, not in a way where it's like, oh, it's going to add weeks to the time, because I'm hoping to still have it done and out in the next couple weeks. I've had a pretty good month, so that affords me a little bit of extra time. Additionally, I am doing my regular journalism thing. I have a kind of investigative piece I'm working on, two kind of investigative pieces I'm working on right now, that I will talk more about as they come to light. And yeah, the piece I'm working on has expanded into, it has a lot of analysis of media, but there is a reason why specifically it's about media. Hey lady, could you not? Right into the friggin' thank you. But it is now encompassing analysis of, like I was talking about last stream, Leo Tolstoy's Death of Ivan Ilyich, Akira Kurosawa's Ikiru, Paul Schrader's First Reformed, Gore Verbinski's Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, and what was the other one? Oh, How to Blow Up a Pipeline, the movie. Matt Walsh is advocating for reinstating Robert E. Lee statues. I did see that. I haven't had a lot of, let me see. I haven't had a lot of bandwidth for Matt Walsh's chicanery lately. His shenanigans do not please me. They do not thrill me. Outlaw Witch, your friend directed Pipeline. Can you get in contact with me? I would love to. I would fucking love to interview them for this. Actually, that would be really cool as a capstone, because the point of looking at, because I'm basically analyzing How to Blow Up a Pipeline and First Reformed side by side as kind of media representations of the effects of hypernormalization. Which, so for those who don't know, hypernormalization was a term that was coined during the fall of the Soviet Union for this kind of societal malaise where everybody knows everything is breaking down. Nobody wants to actually do anything to fix it or change it. And so it's this kind of like cognitive dissonance instead of at an individual level, at a societal level. And I think that those movies are really great examples of how, when you feel you have no recourse, you resort to violence, even if that violence is ultimately like it's futile in the fight against this massive, overwhelming force. Yeah. Yeah, Outlaw Witch, if you could, that would be fucking rad. I would love to just like talk with them a little bit. Yeah, he's praising Christopher Columbus again. I'm not surprised. Insect hoofs on Lassie, how much did I miss? Not much. Parlous Slooch, English US word term for cognitive D equals hyper? No. Okay. I say that because I relate those two terms and those two phenomenon in the video. They are not actually often regarded as being correlated necessarily. Like, hypernormalization is, okay, look at the Epstein files, right? The idea that we all, in some way or another, you believe that evil people should be punished, and yet we go through our lives and there's not anybody doing anything about that. That kind of cognitive dissonance of like, okay, are the people in power over us? How can we pay our taxes to this kind of shit and continue taking part in the society where we are effectively, each one of us, making it function in little ways? The hypernormalization comes when, as a society, nobody moves, nobody forms a mass movement or a group movement to do anything. Everybody just goes about it in that way, with the stress, the depression, the knowledge, and on a personal level, the cognitive dissonance of the shit that is happening around them. But nobody's changing anything because all of these structures have become hypernormalized. Cornmeal. Essentially, we let white collar crime pass so much that nobody expects it to be actually punished. So there's actually really interesting. One of the other things I was actually watching was this documentary. There's a BBC documentary from 2016. It's fucking fascinating to go back to. And it's called Hypernormalization, spelled with an S. And it goes through and it charts kind of the the pathway to where we're at right now, but it does so by analyzing political. Hey, dog, seriously, stop it. She's like playing near the base of my camera. By talking about and examining the structures around, like, particularly Palestine, Gaza, Libya, Egypt, the political upheavals of the Middle East, things with Ayatollah Khomeini, and the like Israeli acts of aggression on Palestine, the dislocation of people from Palestine as the Israeli settlers moved in, and it does so through the lens of both that and then alternating that with the politics, the political business class intermingling that was happening in the 70s and 80s in America, particularly under Reagan, but also with people like Donald Trump, who would take these massive government contracts, who would create less affordable housing and basically run starting to run what would be a lot of the like real estate shell game money scams that would lead to eventually the bubble collapsing in 2008. And so it is like there is Adam Curtis. Thank you. And yeah, the Outlaw Witch, that is a much better way to say it. That's basically the actual definition of hypernormalization, is the inability to envision an alternative to the status quo. And yeah, Jesus Christ, Henry Kissinger, god damn, what a piece of shit. But yeah, that Adam Curtis documentary, really great. I'm kind of taking it in a slightly different direction, because what he does is very my goddamn. Sorry, I've been watching movies and reading books for this. My video isn't going to be so much about like the path it took to get here, but more looking around at everything here, how we recognize we're in this space, and then what we can do on an individual level. Because that's the really hard part, is that we are in this time and place, and this has become kind of an interceding part to my nostalgia video and the video on AI I'm also working on. Because it's meant to bridge the gap between a lot of the ideas presented in those things and how they wear us down individually. And the problem is that even when you're analyzing stuff, like for example, I talk about the movie Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, which I think has a lot of really good stuff to it. It has a lot of really good analysis, potential for analysis, a lot of incredibly smart observations about society and how things like technology and social media and our own personal senses of isolation from not just one another, but like the regular human experience are exacerbated by all of these systems that are constantly inserting themselves into our lives. And like, it is a movie about hypernormalization. I think the problem is that it was very much marketed as a kind of phone bad boomer type movie. But in regards to like AI, the problem is that, and this is one of the things Adam Curtis very wisely brings up, is that so much of art meant to critique the system instead is used to reinforce the system, either through catharsis, which is, it is giving you a feeling of vindication or even just recognition as you're watching this thing. You're like, yes, I do understand the problems with this system, even though you functionally will not do anything to change it. So either through catharsis or sublimation. So it will give you, you will have movies and shows and media like The Hunger Games, a great example of rising up and revolution and overthrowing this oligarch class. And then we won't, but then you'll get another Hunger Games, and then you'll get another Hunger Games. It's that kind of shit. I Crave Death. Have I heard of Revolutionary Girl Utena? No, let me add it to my list. Yeah, Grinner, I did hear about Sora getting nixed. So here's the problem. I do know Plastic Pills. Plastic Pills, yeah, I will have to actually check that out. Yeah, Sora getting killed is a real canary in the coal mine moment, I think. The fact that they and I'm willing to do, like, because Disney canceled like $1 billion contract with the company so that they couldn't use their characters, which is fucking insane to me. The idea of like, okay, you could use the Disney catalog of superheroes, of Star Wars, of all the bullshit they own for your AI nonsense, and you still decided to do something that you knew would probably cause them to cut it off. Like they absolutely knew that Disney would do that. What I think they are trying to do is, because Sora hasn't opened for IP or OpenAI, I believe, hasn't opened or gone public yet. So what I think they are trying to do is temper expectations to become a more long-lasting business, because I think the numbers are bearing out that this bubble is coming to a rapid close. Whether that is in the next year or 2 years, we have reached such a massive, and honestly, the economic bubble in America has not been helped by several things, one of which is the massive spending we've had on ICE. We're going to talk about the insolvency. Where was it? Here we go. Treasury just from Fortune. Treasury just declared the U.S. insolvent. Let me put this on there. Josh in the Woods, thank you very much for $5. Been a while since I've caught one of these streams on time. Cheers from work. Cheers to you as well. Thank you. Yeah, PAC 1996. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques onto itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. Well, and I think the real key, because there is a hypocrisy to just being in capitalism, right? But I think the real criticism needs to come not at capitalism itself, but from social structures, and the social structures that are reinforced and therefore reinforce capitalism. So to have a thing that the system will spit back out, you need to have like a poison pill. You need to make art that is so vile to the aesthetics of the system that it will reject it wholesale, to make any kind of splash, to turn people's heads. It is no longer, and we've seen this with trends over time, where it used to be the thing that used to shake up the system and really rattle people's nerves was, fucking Marilyn Manson, Eminem, like really raunchy lyrics. But like all things, the system consumed that. But now we are in this kind of bizarre state of, like, I can't even call it it's evangelical adjacent oppression or suppression when it comes to people being horny, that is being represented by even Gen Z, that I find so weird and uncomfortable, the way people are getting about sex and stuff. Ghosty A 6827. Did you hear Trump is floating the idea of using ICE in Iran? It is so one of the many evil things Ayatollah Khomeini or Hezbollah did under Ayatollah Khomeini that I was just hearing about in hypernormalization. Yeah, sure. Send the kids to the meat grinder. Like, I would, that would be so fucking sure. Cornmeal Northern Line. I've seen that clip where he yells at a Gen Z kid for thinking the lighthouse is a bad date idea. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. That stuff, like, if somebody gets weirded out about watching like very tasteful representations of anything sex or anything lewd or crass, and somebody's like, oh, I can't handle, like, just put yourself in a fucking bubble, I guess. I don't know. I can't. Kitty JC Boom just became a patron member. Take my money. Thank you. I will. I Crave Death. I have heard of Utena. Have heard of Utena, definitely. Canadian Goose, thank you for $2. Hello, DD. Long question / news from the UN incoming. Jolly good. Nehemia, thank you for $5. Do you see what happened in the Czech Republic? A group called Earthquake Faction burned down a weapons plant associated with ABIT systems. Let's fucking go. Let me... Czech authorities have launched a probe into a fire that broke out at a warehouse of a company that makes drones and other military equipment, including a new cruise missile that was reportedly planning to test in combat in Ukraine this year. Deliberately set, treating it as a terror attack. Key production center for which it called a key production center for Israeli weapons and linked to what it said was a genocide against Palestine, Iran, and Lebanon. That's what it said. That's just true. Good on them. Fucking critical support to earthquake faction. If like nobody was fucking killed, guess what? That shit is drones they can be assembled, they can be disassembled. Canadian Goose, holy shit, thank you for another 20. Did you hear the UN voted on a draft resolution that unequivocally condemns the trafficking of enslaved Africans in the transatlantic slave trade as the most inhumane and enduring injustice against humanity? Continued? Damn, Goose. Gen Z is bouncing between thinking strict monogamy is cool and full-on open relationship is cool, and it's weird as fuck. Well, that's because a lot of kids, and I say kids colloquially, a lot of younger people, yeah, of course, the open relationship sounds rad, but a lot of the fact of the matter is most, like I would say until you're 23, 24, are not mentally ready for a polyamorous or polygamous relationship. Canadian Goose, thank you for another 20. The US, Israel, and Argentina voted, fucking shocker. Canada, most of Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, the Philippines, Fiji, and other US allies abstained. That's disappointing. Just come on out and say that shit, man. That fucking blows. I did not hear about that UN draft, though. Lady, stop. Yeah, poly requires confidence, clarity, and communication. It's just like here's the thing, too many people go into a poly relationship expecting it to be a buffet that only they will have to pay a tab for. Right? They think that, oh, it's just I get free reign, but like they are not ready to do the actual emotional work that comes with that. Because we are so in this society, we're so I'm not saying indoctrinated, but we are very equipped for the idea of monogamous relationships from like it's you see it all the time. It's in kids movies and shit. You are not mentally, emotionally prepared. It's not a unnatural state of being for human beings, but it is socially something that, you need exposure to before you can really adjust to. I crave death. I feel like the lingering sexual trauma and other. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Koa just got home from a thing in the middle of the day. I thought they would be home later. Attack Bartender, thank you very much for $5. Normalized by Vision Video, relevant songs. Normalized. Not what I wanted. I have a I have a pad that's just turned into my, like, ooh, I need to look at this media thing. Shamu. Finishing cheaper. What was I looking at? Oh my god. Oh, fucking Candace is so fucking off of it, dog. Nehemiah, thank you very much for another 5. EF uploaded footage on Instagram in which they stole documents, now threatening to release classified info if ties aren't cut with Israel. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, dude. Hell yeah. Oh, that's so fucking good for me. See, and the problem is, I think the reason that we haven't seen more concentrated resistance movements, and by the way, I don't know if I'm going to go. I probably will. I probably will go to No Kings on Saturday. All right. I will probably go to No Kings. I don't know. I'll probably stream it while I'm there just to like do the same thing I did last couple times. I'm probably not going to make a fucking video about it because I don't see anything good happening from it. Unless other things break out across the country, which, like, if you do plan to go to No Kings, if you plan to make your voice heard, I would recommend a couple things. One, coordinate with the event. Not the event organizers. Coordinate with people who are other groups who are going to be at the event. If you see a group of people who look like they have Black Bloc, they look like they have some kind of like system to keep eyes on everything, keep everybody safe, who have their own personal medical kits, those are the people that you want to be talking to, getting to know, buddying up to. Don't be weird about it. Don't be a fed about it, obviously, because a lot of those folks will be incredibly reticent, incredibly just hesitant to do that. The problem when it comes to No Kings is, it's kind of like what we were just talking about, where it is this liberal approach that's, excuse me, it is this neoliberal approach, which the ultimate goal is to sublimate any violence against the system. Sublimate, and that, by the way, violence does not just mean literally, turning over cars or burning down buildings. It means literally any action that will be taken against the system. So it's it's so hard to even talk about like what I personally think should happen because of things like the monitoring state we have. Xenegrels also don't ask for real names. If anyone asks for a number who's a stranger, don't give it out. Yeah, don't give out anything real. Just don't. If you aren't on like Telegram or Signal, a lot of people like to connect through there. I was going to attend No King. I mean, that's also understandable. Kitty JC, the guy who was crazy was when the guy showed up at the last protest and burned a flag and dipped out. People followed him and he got saved by a cop van. Chapo Carell, am I really that doomer about it? No, I'm not doomer. I just have to be careful because, in all honesty, I don't want a fucking hand wring. If people want to lead protests against ICE agencies, if they want to lead protests against the ICE facilities, if they want to lead protests that actually call attention to things and aren't just fucking pizza parties in the park, and they want to wrest and wrangle that control of this event away, that is what I hope people do. By the way, I hope you can go and you can find right now where ICE facilities, where ICE detention facilities, where ICE is staying in your city. And if your No Kings protest does not have a contingent going there, if they do not have a large amount of people dedicated to protesting there, I would recommend getting people together to go with you, because that's the shit people are mad about, right? At the same time, I have to be really careful with how I convey that idea, because there is a non-zero chance that there will be, like they were just talking about, police actors, feds, agent provocateurs, people trying to rally up a violence, trying to gin up a response to justify the violent action that they want to take against protesters. So all I can really say is be careful and be fucking smart. Like, that's all I can really say. Keep your head on a swivel. Look out for the person next to you. Yeah. Hey, Devin Deadhouse. For an evergreen, thank you for $5. There's no sign-up sheet for No Kings or any protests. You just show up. So the problem is, if you are showing up, or if you're posting things, or if you're like, my data is compromised. I know this. Like by feds and stuff. I'm not a private citizen in the way that, the couple hundred people watching are. I have gone interstate to cover politically divisive events. I've done it multiple times. I've racked up hundreds of million views. I have no delusions about not being monitored in some way. And I by the way, I don't think that means I have like a dedicated, they think I'm going to be like an underground rebel leader or some shit. Because I'm not, But I'm already on a radar of some sort. That cannot be said for everybody else. Yet, at least. So just don't give people more of an excuse to be able to pilfer your data. Be careful, be smart. Like somebody was talking about a Faraday bag for your phone and turning off your phone. This is why also in-person communication is so important. Yeah, and Blade Valant, that's the other thing I'm at too, is that I feel like these protests don't last long enough. They could just be ignored. That's kind of where my emotions are. It is... Yeah. And I really think this protest is going to be a make or breaker. I really do. I think that whatever happens, if it sputters, if nothing happens, if it is worse attended than the last two, if nobody really shows up, a lot of people are talking about how like, oh, how come there aren't any anti-war protests? And I think it is because there is this collective, it's hyper normalized. It is like we were talking about at the beginning of the stream. There is this collective acknowledgement that they aren't going to, they haven't done anything and they aren't going to do anything. And I think that is what I'm kind of waiting to observe, the tea leaves of. I think it is a worse portent about the future of the country. I think it is a much worse predictor of things to come if less people are showing up, especially now that it's getting warmer. There's no shortage of shit to protest for. People are being far more impacted by these policies than ever before. So if people have given up on even that most basic idea of like showing up a place, standing around and talking for a little bit, because it's a very easy thing to go to a protest. I think that means that a lot of other people in America, a country that has been, it's consumed by our love of convenience and placation and distraction. And I think that if so many people realize that this is a distraction too, it bodes very poorly for what comes next, because there's not a whole lot left. It's not something we should want, I should say, because I'm tired of seeing people die in the streets. And I don't think we're done seeing it. I think the Chapek Corral, completely unfair to criticize the lack of anti-war protests in Vietnam. There weren't significant anti-war protests for half a decade. I mean, that's because people didn't know what was happening or our involvement in Vietnam for that time. And then for Iraq, there was a year's lead time. This was overnight. It wasn't. Like, the act of aggression towards Iran is a spin-off of Israel's genocide in Gaza. Like, we've been dealing with that since October 2023. Sorry. Like, I think that so many of these things are related. And additionally, it's not like people are hurting for reasons to go protest. Like, pick the Epstein files, pick rising gas prices, it is not just, it's not just a movement for hippies. Like, this is something that is affecting everything else. Would boycotting flying because of ice in airports be feasible? Probably not. Like, I don't know how much the airlines themselves would be hurt by that. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I got you, Chapek Corral. To imply Trump as public supporter out of touch. Okay, yes, I got that. You know what? I have seen a couple conservatives try and pull that line of like, oh yeah, people look fucking, oh, the Trump propaganda mill is so persistent and such bullshit. Like, every time there's been a video of two fucking white old biddies being interviewed being like, well, yes, I love Donald Trump and I think he's doing a wonderful job by having these middle school dropouts with guns guarding our airports, and I'm glad that my wait time in line is 7 hours because it means an immigrant got deported, and fucking just holding blood feast shit. And it's so fucking annoying to see people be like, yes, this good. Like, absolutely. Trump #1 in the fucking comments, like it's not the most set up bullshit imaginable. Like, it's not just literal North Korea style propaganda fucking beamed into people's heads now. Hey, baby. Would you feed the yelling cat? Thank you for giving cat goop. No. Evakai 6419. Sad truth is the country is heading towards a big moment of just widespread violence. Like, I remember I used to see jokes or comments about Civil War, and until now, I didn't see it. I hope not. Piccolo the Goat. Yeah, go to your No Kings protest. Like if you, here's the thing. If you want to organize better, there will be, this is one of the reasons I do recommend people should go to a No Kings protest. If you want to organize better, if you want to connect with like-minded people in your area, and I'm not talking about the whingy liberals who are going to be dancing around in their fucking inflatable dinosaur costumes, and I'm not talking about the school marm moms who are going to be talking about fucking, Trump is Putin's puppet and all the same bumper sticker slogans we've seen for half a decade now. I'm talking about the people who actually want to engage in community aid, who actually want to form mutual networks of community activism and guarding and vigilance. The people who are on the ground, who have been keeping track of, in places like Minneapolis, keeping track of ICE movements. The people who have popped up to help support the protests that immediately came about after what happened with Renee Good. You go there and you can meet people who are there to meet other people. because there is this collective knowledge that, again, so many people are fed up, but there is also this knowledge that the protest probably isn't going to do much. So if you want to get more involved, go there and look for ways to get more involved than just that protest. And, well, so DSA is a thing because people really hate the DSA. I think DSA as an organization broadly is... It's this weird division because DSAs are run, or different branches are run by different people who have varying degrees of, let's just say, liberalism. Because there are a lot of DSAs that are indistinguishable from fucking Saturday Night Live politics. Just like real Trump, Orange Man, bad type shit. And they are so, and you'll see this especially in a lot of larger cities. I think DSA gets so caught up in like hug box respectability politics, like Tumblr fucking vibes. And I think that is what, to the, by the way, to the exclusion of focusing on other shit that people are actually pissed about. Like creating here, it's one thing to create a comfortable space for everybody that is welcoming to people and accommodating to that. Like, that's one thing. But to create these spaces that serve as little more, they aren't there to help educate people. They're not there, and this is why people get pissed off at the DSA. They aren't there to help educate people, whether that's, helping actually educate kids in communities or helping educate adults on material realities and analysis and philosophy and all this other shit. They aren't there generally to engage in a lot of helpful community aid. And so people look at the DSA as if it's a completely useless organization, but it does. It depends on where you are. Because, yeah, Banana Brains, you're right. It's a big tent, but the DSA as a whole is against liberalism. That's in my chapter nearby, the couple places I've gone to, it has been that. It has been, like, surprisingly radical. Oxpacker, yeah, I think that tracks. I'm in a more red area. Outlaw Witch, my DSA LA chapter, had someone accused of sexual harassment. It kept me away from them to this day, unfortunately. Oh my God, yes, Chapek Carell, the notorious lolcow video of the DSA meeting never starting because of dueling points of order. Like, you can look at that and be like, yes, that's ridiculous. But there are people whose conception of politics begins and pretty much ends at how comfortable everybody in the room is. But once you step out of that room, you're back in the real world, baby. And nobody gives a fuck how comfortable you are. They're going to keep raising your rent. They're going to keep misgendering you. They're going to keep racial profiling you. So you can't, if you want to affect genuine change, you have to start in your communities, but you cannot start just by making a fantasy escape world. Right? Nehemiah, thank you very much for $5. I don't know if I can say what you can do, but I don't think grocery stores will be able to stop organized groups shoplifting plenty of food to give to the poor. In America, they might just fucking get a Humvee with a 50 cal for that shit. There you go. Mirror X Shard, thank you very much for $5. The No Kings events are useful as an on-ramp to more effective forms of activism and as a show of numbers for broad support, but not a solution. Perfect. Perfect way of saying it. Thank you. Thank you. Well, and that's why I think, so, Banana Brains, you pointed out how Zoran got elected because of the DSA, which is true. And I think Zoran Mamdani had something today that was fucking brilliant. And somebody pointed out how this is the path forward for wedging the idea of socialism or wedging these socialist policies to show people that they are a good thing at a broad level, is this kind of accountability socialism that Zoran is doing. Let me see if I can find the proper video, because it was posted today. What was it? Housing affordability. Here it was. This shit, again, somebody pointed out him doing Doge better than Doge. But what the actual utility of this, it's not just cutting wasteful spending, because everybody wants to cut wasteful spending, right? Like that should be a bipartisan thing. But it is not just by, oh, we're going to hack, chop, and screw everything, cause tens of thousands of people to lose their jobs. What it is cutting the bloat of the kind of managerial state. Cutting the bloat of this growing gap, or not even gap, this slowly filling gap between the private sector and government, where contracts are handed out and there's this massive shell game constantly being played with taxpayers' money, while very little still gets done with it, right? And being able to affect change like that, put the dollar back into work for the taxpayer, is such a fucking powerful message right now. Like, when you have your tax dollar by the conservatives, by Republicans, by Democrats, by all of these people, by the way, who spoke out against people like Zoran because they were a socialist. When you have your tax dollar being, and I don't use this term lightly, being molested in the name of bombing Iran, sending more boots on the ground to another fucking foreign war for oil, dying in service of Israel, murdering Palestinians for Israel, defending the pedophile upper crust class, all of this shit. To then have, hey, we're going to stop all that bullshit spending, spend it on education, spend it on infrastructure reform, spend it on healthcare. That is a fucking winning message right now for anybody. I don't care if you're Republican or not. That is the shit. If the fucking Dems had an ounce of intelligence, which they don't, because they were just talking about let's see if I can just find it really quick. Here we go. Dems want hotter candidates on the ballot. This was from a couple days ago. John Ossoff, there was just something about him, said content creator Conditini, who runs what can be best described as a Democratic thirst trap X account, which she frequently refers to Ossoff as Senator My Boo. Fucking annoying as shit. I Crave Death. What was the super chat? Ray Lizzle, thank you for following. No, we haven't talked about the documents yet, but I want to go over this really quick, and then we'll go over the document shit.
Responsibility of government to deliver for working class people. I also believe it's our responsibility to deliver a government that's efficient, with every single dollar being put to the best possible use. That's why 2 months ago, I asked agencies across...
Charged for a super chat, but their dono didn't go through? Was it on the phone? That's bizarre. Just Trash, formerly Andrew. Like, here's the thing. I don't disagree with you. You are not going to get anywhere with any approval by excluding everything except your one specific vision. If you want to form a actual... Here's the problem with excluding people like Mamdani, who are by and large... People like Mamdani and AOC. If you will get no power, ever, if you do not compromise at some level. You will never see a revolution if you do not compromise at some level. This idea of just knowing, because you do not want to compromise any single value you have, or I should say that you see being able to expand your coalition to compromising your personal values, which it's not really. you don't want to entertain these acts of community. Things like having a debate, things like understanding other people and their perspectives and why they have those things. It is anathema to actually building a coalition. I don't watch Nick Cruz. No, I do not. Can we exclude Destiny fans? I can exclude Destiny. But like, I'm sure there are Destiny fans who are just misled. I'm sure there are Destiny fans who are more leftist. Has Mom Donnie done anything for the abandoned trans folks in New York? Or are we still being left in the dark? I don't know. I don't have the answer. We want collapse of capitalism and forced egalitarianism. Capitalism is going to collapse one way or another. The point right now is to build coalitions for once that happens, because nobody is fucking prepared for how all of this shit is about to go down. That's how I've always pronounced anathema. Do you pronounce it anathema? I've been butchering that word like a movie adaptation. Gatsby Music, anybody who calls themselves a politician should be held to account. We can't just hold them up like they're our solution. Oh, I'm agreeing. The reason that I'm holding this up is that I think this is an incredibly smart angle, that if Dems were smarter than, let's get the hottest guy we have, if they were focused on fucking policy before optics, which, like, the idea of looking at Trump, looking at that hot dog skin motherfucker and being like, yeah, we really need somebody hot to run against this. Like, fucking... You just got done running fucking Joe Biden until the goddamn wheels fell off. And he looks like you dressed up an emaciated cucumber with a Q-tip wig. Okay, any community does. How about communal food donation help? I have been... I don't want to talk about that. But just because it's not for everybody else to know. Yeah, no, start a fucking food drive. Like, get active in your community. I guarantee, there are food drives, there are pantries, there are kitchens in your area with literally free food that people do not know about. There are so many places where locally, even in a kind of mid-sized city like Spokane, there will be storerooms from Amazon, from Safeway, from like whatever stores you have around you, that when their food is expired, they send it to these places. And if people aren't there to pick it up, it still goes to waste. If you live near a grocery outlet chain, yeah, well, grocery outlet chain is slightly better, but like, we live in a incalculably cruel society where even the fucking bins and dumpsters outside these places are locked up. Can't have those people, the people who we've pushed out onto the fucking streets, having anything to eat, can we? That's actually a really good point. Just trash formally, Andrew. Make sure Food Drive calls itself mutual aid and not charity if you become a member. Yeah. Hey, what the hell? All right, let's. Hey, you. Hey, you. Oh my goodness. You heard something outside, didn't you? Something rustled your Jimbos. All right, let's go to the U.S. being insolvent. The U.S. government is insolvent. Sorry. That's not hyperbole. It's the conclusion drawn directly from the Treasury Department's own consolidated financial statements for fiscal year 25. The numbers, we have 6.6 trillion in total assets against 47.78 trillion in total liabilities. Let me see. There was the really good way to narrow it down. Here we go. Most people cannot relate to trillion-dollar figures on government ledger. So consider this. Divide every number by 100 million, drop 8 zeros, and federal finances look a lot like a household budget in freefall. So here is, to everybody who doesn't do their fucking taxes with 8 zeros, who isn't in the U.S. government or a tech oligarch vampire, this is what this actually means. To put it in perspective for the massive amount of debt we are in as a country. The household earns $52,446 and spends $73,000. So imagine you end the year $20,000 in the hole, running a $20,000, almost $21,000 annual deficit. Its total liabilities and unfunded promises amount to $1,300,000 against just $60,000 in assets, leaving it $1.3 million in the hole. And so when people talk about GDP, gross domestic product, and our economic growth, one of the more disastrous things that has happened of Trump's presidency that is going to have repercussions or certainly added to this is that nothing he's done has actually saved us that money. I don't know if Elon ever actually intended to save money. That was the goal behind Doge. I tend to think that it was probably more of a data mining scheme than anything else. But between our massive deployment, which we've already spent tens of billions, probably up to 30 or 40 billion now. Last time I checked, it was 23 billion on the war in Iran. On the war in Iran. They have spent, how much has ICE spending been? Just 2025, please. Jesus Christ. A base budget of approximately 10 billion, 75 billion 4-year supplemental fund, tripling its budget to 28.7 billion for the year. So all of that, by the way, isn't really creating anything. It's creating jobs for ICE agents, I fucking guess, but it's making people less safe, making people not want to spend money. It's not helping actually spur growth in the economy. It's getting rid of a lot of workers, both documented and undocumented. So that's hurting our economy and our GDP. So our output, meaning that we aren't actually as a nation getting anything that is helping to pay this shit off. Another thing that I think Trump thought would help, but fucking hasn't, like any economist said, has been the tariffs. Because now we are charging people to import their shit and export our shit. And it's not surprising that we've seen a massive spike in the national deficit because we basically put a stop on so many things that have helped us even a little bit pay stuff down. Why can't I pronounce Iran or Iran? What? I'm American. What do you want? Hey, Juno dear. Oh my God, I fucking forgot about this. Iran. 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 No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I watched a movie last night. I actually went to our kind of local artsy theater to watch a documentary on the more I think about it, I think I'm going to change my Letterboxd review because it was profoundly moving, but I didn't like the way in which it was. I don't know. I get why it was made that way. I respect the creative vision there, but I think there was a lot more that could have been done. But I think it was called "Put Your Soul on Your Hand and Walk." Yeah. Devastating. Fucking emotionally devastating film. If you don't know what it is essentially one journalist talking to a Palestinian photographer across 5-6 months. Actually almost a year. And it is a progressing vision of the war in Gaza throughout the genocide in Gaza throughout the first year from the perspective of a Palestinian. And it is a Palestinian who died I believe the eve of the film's premiere. It's rough. I highly recommend it, but fuck, man. God, I completely forgot about this shit. Inside Trump's daily video montage briefing on the Iran war. Is that better? Is everybody happy? The montage, which typically runs for about 2 minutes, has raised concerns among some of the president's allies that he may not be receiving the complete picture of the war. So, one of the things, rainy days, am I good? Yeah, I'm good. Why? Jen AC, thank you for $2. More and more your president reflects Judge Holden. Unfortunately, Iran. Toxapex, thank you for, that looks like a little bunny in chat. Thank you for a bunny in chat. Delante Mays 3277 off-topic video game question as always, but what do you think of the Fear games? If only, chat, if only. Wonder if they'll both pop up. If only there was a documentary I had made on Fear 3 where I showed off never before seen development assets and art assets. If only there were games or were videos where I reviewed games like Fear 3 and Fear 2. Where's Fear 2? There's a Fear 2 one. Here we go. Yeah. And Dead Space and Haze and other such games. If only people could find out all of my thoughts on games like the Fear series in my old videos. Who's to say? I like Fear. I love the first Fear game is one of my favorite shooters. I would say ever. Yeah, I think Fear 1 is up. Like I've played through it so many times because it's one of those games that I like. I don't play it very often, but when I do, I play through like half of it because I know it so well and it's so easy to just slip into. It's very similar to like Modern Warfare 2. I reviewed all three. Oh, thank you. Just played 2 based off your shooters list, but I'm stoked to see your deep dive. Oh, thank you. Did I play Bulletstorm? I have played Bullet. I like Bulletstorm. I think Bulletstorm is a game that it should have always gotten a sequel that they could have improved on. Did I try Trepang 2? I like Trepang 2. I kind of wish... I don't know, the Trepang 2 thing, I wish it had stuck with being... I get why it didn't, but I wish it had stuck with being like, oh, here's Fear. Because it goes... so far off the rails in such an it's a completely incoherent game and universe, which is like, it's fine. The gameplay is fun. I kind of wish that the universe was as good as Fear was. But anyway, yeah, this is fucking no. I don't want the Cesar Chavez video. What the fuck? Here we go.
President Trump's daily briefings include video montages of the biggest, most successful strikes on Iranian targets. But how is that sort of shaping the broader perception, or his perception, of this war?
Yeah, so we spoke with a number of different people for the reporting on this story, and we were told that the military every single day creates videos, probably similar to the ones that you're seeing here now, of some of the biggest explosions, some of the biggest strikes that the U.S. is taking against Iran. But some of the people we spoke with were a little concerned that the president is seeing these videos and he's not necessarily getting the other side. So
essentially what is happening is that President Trump is getting a daily highlight, a TikTok highlight reel of big explosions. No, exactly. Rainy days. They make an MLG kill cam montage for him. They have, like, I wouldn't be fucking surprised if Pete Hegseth was editing, like, literal Modern Warfare 2 plus 50, plus 100, kill shot. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Because it's just, like, they are TikToking war crimes to the fucking president. That's what they're doing. They're making hype reels. They're making hype beast wartime reels of us just bombing trucks and shit. And our president with the brain of a baby monkey is going, oh, wow, that was a good one. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, wow. Like, I can't believe this. No, people forget. This is the way he's always been. By the way, this is not a new thing. This is not Trump. Like, years and years ago. Let me see if I can find the anecdote. Here we go. 2018. Trump's favorite movie, Bloodsport, explains his politics. Well, I don't actually want to dig into it that much. A24 bring back one of Trump's favorite movies. Christ. A revival for Bloodsport, sure, dude. Here we go. We hadn't been airborne long when Trump decided to watch a movie. He'd brought along Michael, a recent release, but 20 minutes after popping it into the VCR, he got bored and switched to an old favorite, a Jean-Claude Van Damme slugfest called Bloodsport, which he pronounced an incredible, fantastic movie. By assigning to his son Eric the task of fast-forwarding through all the plot exposition, Trump's goal being to get this 2-hour movie down to 45 minutes, he eliminated any lulls between the nose-hammering, kidney tenderizing, and shin whacking. When a beefy bad guy was about to squish a normal-sized good guy, received a crippling blow to the scrotum, I laughed. Admit it, you're laughing, Trump shouted. You want to write that Donald Trump was loving this ridiculous Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, but are you willing to put in there that you were loving it too? The excerpt above is from a profile of Donald Trump that appeared in New Yorker in 1997. Like, this is a... What was the other thing with the Gorilla Channel? Fabricated story. Bummer. Internet falls for Trump Gorilla Channel parody. Hey, here's the thing. I believe it. If you tell me that, I would choose to believe it because I want to. It's not true though. Bummer. But no, it doesn't surprise me that this is somebody who, the reason why the Gorilla Channel thing resonated so much, and that I didn't even know it had been debunked, was because, yeah, I could fucking picture him doing that. He is somebody who fast forwards through movies just to watch the action scenes, completely devoid of any context. Like, he is somebody who is run on violence, who reacts positively to violence and action because he's so detached. He fucking sees it. He's like an iPad kid. No, Fuser Che, you're absolutely right. He's like a fucking iPad kid. Ugh. The Gorilla Channel is real. It's called the Joe Rogan Experience. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, so speaking of our biggest lad, he's so big. Oh, look at him go. This is from DemocratsJudiciaryHouse.gov. Damning new documents obtained by Judiciary Democrats reveal Trump stole classified documents to advance his business interests. This is from today. Oh, no, I remember that, Dr. Barber. Thank you for $10. There were Vietnam vet groups visiting the White House once to advocate for care for Agent Orange injuries. He got into a fight with them over Apocalypse Now. Yeah, that was Trump 1. That was a classic moment to me of Trump 1 where I think that was one of the first times I realized, like, oh, he really does. The reason that he loves the theater and the big, the pomp and circumstance and the magic of old Hollywood is because he sees everything through this incredibly polished, stripped down Hollywood lens. That's the world he believes is basically fucking real. A lived experience of people like Vietnam veterans, be goddamned. Dr. Barber, thank you for $10. Jamie Raskin sent a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi demanding urgent answers following the committee's receipt of previously undisclosed investigative documents related to Trump's efforts to steal, hide, and lie about classified materials he proceeded to hoard at Mar-a-Lago. Greasy Boiler, thank you for following. This particular production contained a memorandum detailing non-public info about the classified documents. Materials offer a startling view of evidence gathered by Jack Smith during his investigations, even as DOJ continues to suppress Volume 2 of his final report. Quote, they suggest Trump stole documents so sensitive that only 6 people in the U.S. government had access to them, that the documents President Trump stole pertained to his business interest, and that Susie Wiles, then CEO, witnessed Trump showing off a classified map to passengers on his private plane. This glimpse into the trove of evidence behind the cover-up reveals a president who may have sold out our national security to enrich himself. No shit. The death of Atari. Didn't get stream notice. Can you summarize the last hour and 16 minutes in 100 words or less? Community aid, be careful at No Kings. Hyper-normalization, collapse of capitalism. Aw. Y'all should really see this cat right now. Like, the way I'm situated on my desk, I'm just looking to the side, and Miss is there's sun coming up. You can keep seeing that the light goes up and down. It's because I have the window open. And the sun is just beaming down on the cat, and she's just like, she's vibing out. She's just sleeping. Damn, I wish I was the cat. Eviscerator 14, thank you for subscribing. Bring Miss, I can't. She's asleep. What, you want me to wake up the cat for your pleasure? She's old. She needs her rest. Let her be. J-Kish Best Hobby, thank you for subbing with Prime. You're sorry. I used to sleep in the sun. I forgot how much I love taking naps in the sun. Like, honestly. Especially because my animals are the cuddliest babies in the world now. Purple Crescent Moon. Or no, Death of Atari Cat needs to get a job. No, she's retired. She's lived a hard life working at the biscuit factory. I love the green, my love.
Matches the green.
Matches the green in your heart. You know what they say about me? Cash rules everything around me. Get the money, dollar bill, y'all.
They do say that.
What you know about that cream? Juno, dear preach. You just saw Wu-Tang. Would you be able to fill up my water too? You're the best. You just blew me a kiss. You're such a sweetie. They suck. That really bums me out to hear. Oh, hey, Eviscerator. Just found your channel ripping on bad Christian movies. Gonna sub and hope to see more fun. Thanks. Oh, if you like my bad Christian movies, yeah, we have plenty of stuff. Plenty of stuff. Thank you. The others were either drunk or very high. I mean, that's also kind of what I expect, you know. El Salvi, thank you for $10. Trump forming ICE is basically kingpin. Well, so Trump didn't form ICE. So here's the thing. Thank you, El Salvi, for $10. One of the other things I've been talking about, or that I'm talking about in this hyper-normalization video, is where, I guess kind of in the same way the hyper-normalization doc approaches this idea, but how the things that we're seeing now, and this is kind of the main thesis of how the things that we're seeing now are all, they're not unique, right? They are, in fact, in many ways predictable. This is what communism and Marx and Engels and theoreticians and statisticians and economists for decades and decades have been pointing towards happening because of capitalism, because of exploitation, because of how these systems just grind their gears against one another. And one of those things that it is essentially an inevitability that something like ICE would be used this way, and it has been for decades and decades because it's been so normalized in our society. Hey, lady, dog, knock it off. Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah, it's downstream. That's a Bruce Magnuson. That's a great way of putting it. Like ICE and TSA. Like TSA isn't something that's always been around. All right, here we go. Prosecutors also warned some of the material. Oh, let me do this. Newly disclosed records, federal investigators identified evidence that classified materials retained by Trump, quote, were commingled with documents created after Trump left office and would be pertinent to certain business interests. DOJ prosecutors further assessed that these, quote, classified documents pertinent to his business interests established a motive for retaining them. We must have those documents. They also warned that some of the materials posed an aggravated potential harm to national security, including at least one document accessible to only 6 senior government officials. Jeez. Identified a classified map we believe Trump may have shown to individuals on board an airplane and wrote that their investigation indicates Susan Wiles, the CEO of Trump's super PAC, was aboard the flight and witnessed this event. The idea that like super PACs are such a fucking vile thing. Mr. Yago, millions of us were using the slippery slope analogy back during Bush over Patriot Act and ICE, then the ICE supporters and Tea Party stole our analogy. Well, so the interesting thing about ICE is that Tea Partiers like Alex Jones, when you go back and listen to Alex Jones before he became just a straight-up conservative establishment shill, particularly after 9/11, he was incredibly critical of Bush and the neocon agenda. But one of the things that he constantly criticized were the Patriot Act, and he did his Alex Jones thing and just made up bullshit about it. He was like, yeah, the documents say that the Patriot Act will let them take away your children. Like, it's the same dumb bullshit. But there was still this, this conservative and libertarian undercurrent in America was against it. Because, yeah, there are certain, if you want to actually have a democratic or free society, there are certain precedents that you just don't set. The problem is, a lot of those precedents were set even before us. Like, shit like the CIA experimenting on the American population, right? And we know about this. We learned about this. Sorry, I just sounded like well, we know about the CIA's operations and whatever. Whoa, what the fuck? Why did I bring up the 8? Hello. Weird. Yeah, exactly. Alex Jones used to channel so much Jesse Ventura before Obama. Like, it very much was in that same state of not trusting the government. Because that's the real difference between like a actual libertarian and modern libertarianism, where it becomes they manage to warp and twist this idea, and it goes along with freedom. The idea of freedom, or what Americans are sold as freedom, isn't actually to be more free, but just dictating what other people can or can't do. Because shit like you can't trans your gender, that's big government. That's the kind of shit that when I was coming up, people like Alex Jones would be like, "No, I don't agree with this, and I don't think it's right or Christian, but that doesn't mean that we should limit other people's right to do it." And that has gotten so fucking thrown out of the just contention. A new character, parallel universe, leftist Tucker. Death of Atari, what do I think about Jones being a Fed or being Fed info? No. I think we talked about, you might have brought this up. I think we've talked about this before. I don't think Alex Jones is a Fed. I don't think he's been fed info by the Feds. If he had, I think he would have been much better taken care of. I think he would have been, unless he's just completely outlived his usefulness. But no, I think somebody like Tucker Carlson is somebody I think is an actual Fed. Alex, I think, is somebody who doesn't know the role he plays anymore, who has lost his... in many ways, Alex Jones has lost his reason for being, because he's not a thinker on his own. He's not independently minded. He doesn't have anything new to offer the world. And his ideological side has won, insofar as like the current state of things. And it's just, he has nowhere to go but to keep treading the same water, or to turn against Trump, which would be to turn against his meal ticket. But nobody is going to fucking take on Alex Jones. He is appealed exclusively to the most credulous, easily led rubes. And by doing that, has divided himself from anybody a little bit more discerning, who would be like, just a little bit of discernment is enough to know that, oh, this guy's full of shit. Yeah, Mopo3210. I think that's actually a good way to put it. They're all Feds in the sense their values and ideology line up with the authority status quo. I think that's a great way to put it, because it's kind of like in the video I did on Destiny, where I asked the question, like, okay, so did Destiny sleep with Empath Chan, the Nazi blackface anorexic? And I just assert, like, it doesn't really matter, because we know that he has slept with horrible people in the past. He'll stick his dick in pretty much anything. And if you call him out on it, he's just going to vague post and play coy about it, because it just gets people talking about it. It doesn't matter functionally. If he did, it has the same effect either way. Nehemia, thank you very much for $10. If you haven't read it, I recommend The Palestine Laboratory by Anthony Lowenstein. Palestine Laboratory. I've been reading like a motherfucker lately. I'm in this. I get in a good. One of the reasons that I love, and I forgot about it so much when I did the last one, when I did the nostalgia video. One of the reasons I love doing these more philosophical and like political, like analytic essays at the intersections of politics, culture, film, art, even theocracy and religion and all that shit, just kind of intermingling and being able to dive into that, untangle that, and talk about it. I love doing that because it leads me down so many different rabbit holes of reading, where I will read a book and then that book will mention 2 other books and I'll be able to go and get those books and then read, and then so on and so forth. And it's such a, I just be like, I'm zooming through stuff lately. Sorry, Nehemia, what you said. Israeli test weapons/strategies to export to authoritarian and even anti-Semitic countries, including us. Jesus fucking Christ. I crave death. What was with all the Destiny fans in the comments of your Destiny video? I don't know. Like it's Destiny. Like I one of the things, I made a lot of mistakes in that video. The one I made, I think the mistake I made the most was not talking about Destiny's fans hard enough and not going after their bizarre parasocial relationships, because his fans are legitimately fucking unhinged, and he cultivates that in them. Like he surrounds himself with the most venomous, bileless little cretins on the web. And it goes hand in hand. One of the other things I didn't really talk about, because I'm like, this is like a low blow, or people are going to accuse me of being a Hassan orbiter or whatever. But the fucking like his bizarre obsession with Hassan, because that's the same thing. Bye, Grinner. Have a good night. I feel like I sound like that one narwhal in Elf every time I tell people goodbye. Bye, Grinner. Hope you have a good night. Hope you find your dad. Draxus, you're back. Yeah, it's a bunch of drama-hungry, hopped-up weirdos that watch him. I've been meaning to. I need to check with Taylor Lorenz if we're talking tomorrow or Friday. But I'm going to ask her about Destiny and her run-in with him lately, because I think it has been a really good look at the thing that I've already summed up, is that he just fucking wants to use speed. It's the reason I didn't go on his fucking stream when he was like, yeah, no, after I made the video, after I already asked if he wanted to do an interview. Because he never said, hey, come on stream before the video was already out. And it's just like, no, it's because he wants to use, he doesn't want to address things. He doesn't want to have conversations. He wants to use things to make more content. And his audience of baying hounds just are hungry for just that content. Chillface, hello. All right, let us. What was the thing? Oh, yeah, we wanted to watch that shitty Matt Walsh thing. Ugh. God, love it so. Did Penguin Zero really have that many fucking videos? 2.1 million views. That's fucking crazy, dog. I need to be able to, man. Yeah, that's the type of shit I'm kicking myself over not covering. Is I need to be able to jump faster into like stuff that's just happening, boom, 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 just pump out. I get so caught up in needing to analyze things in like a vast web and expand out from them, and I need to do like the entire point of that DC, the video I did on the DC trans character, I forget what her name is even. The entire point of that was to do like smaller videos, and I need to, I don't know, I just need to do more of those. My poor algorithm. My algorithm has been poor, dog. Get rid of TSI, put ICE in charge. Fuck, man. Matt's content is even slopping it up. This is rough. Just it's such a great example of how he can see certain things as wrong, but just from his angle, it's always the wrong takeaway. Just him being like, is this burger real? Like trying to explain simulacra and the modern non-world we live in to Matt Walsh, and having to be like, okay, so imagine a cheeseburger. What was the fucking, he did a Robert E. Lee thing? These are real Americans. The internet freaked out about my tweet. I was wrong about streaming. What is... Oh, official trailer, new Civil War documentary. Wait, what the fuck happened to the real history? Is that not a thing he's doing? Or was that a Daily Wire Plus joint? That might have been that documentary series might have been a Daily Wire Plus joint. New Civil official trailer, new Civil. Oh man. Is he ran out of shit to try and trick people with, so he's just doing... If this is a full movie trailer, by the way, to do a movie called I'm Not Racist and then have your follow-up be a literal answer to that, that's... You can't write satire like that, dog. Altered or synthetic content. They used AI?
I do believe that if people have committed treason against the United States of America, their statues should not be.
All right, let me go back.
I do believe that if people have committed treason against the United States of America, their statues should not be in the Capitol.
History is written by the victors, and since the 1960s, we've been told mostly by people whose...
See, now here's the other part of this that's funny to watch Matt like grind up against. He does believe in might makes right. He does believe history is written by the victors. He believes that if you win something, you are the correct faction, as long as you are white, right? He says it all the time. If he ever talks about indigenous peoples, he ever talks about colonization or manifest destiny, that's what he fucking believes. The idea, however, that he is going to be like, except we have to appreciate the losers of the fucking Confederacy, is golden for me, dude. Golden, I say.
Ancestors didn't even live here during the war, but the South committed treason. But if the Confederates were traitors, then why was Jefferson Davis never put on trial for treason?
He should have been, because the people who at the time were liberals, because they wanted to forgive and forget, Maddie. That doesn't mean it wasn't treason. God damn, dude.
What were Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Johnson afraid of? Did they know something you're not allowed
They did. They fucking AI-ified this shit, dude.
to say today? It's time for the truth.
Ah!
Here it is. Robert E. Lee was a military genius and a man of immense honor. He was beloved by Americans from the North and South for a century after the war. This is the real history of the Civil War.
Oh no, so this is his thing is just a fucking why is it not like an actual brand? New episodes monthly. Episode 3 coming. Oh man. I don't want to fucking You know what? Let me go. Where the fuck did I watch? Where did I watch that stupid fucking thing? Daily Motion. Dog. I got it. Fucking not paying any shit. Not paying. All right. Do we want to the Game of Thrones show? Yeah. All right, let's go. I don't know. There's got to be some other shit going on, right? What was another? I'm trying to think of anything else. I guess I haven't watched the Nick Fuentes video from Joel. All right, do you want to... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bro, I don't know how this keeps happening, and I don't know why I'm still talking about him, but here we are. Maybe this is what he wants. Maybe he wants me to do stuff like this.
Kyle's still talking about him, so I don't have to, basically. Kyle is the nostalgia critic of Asmongold right now. Oh.
Who knows? But like a bug to a light, I can't help myself, and here I am. So Asmongold, also known as Asmongold, he somehow is getting worse. He is getting worse on a daily basis, and it is genuinely and sincerely hard to watch. So here, he does a little goose stepping, does a little zig heiling when it comes to dealing with immigrant families. Listen to this. Here we go.
All of this is by design. I say this over and over, and I will continue saying it. They are doing this on purpose. They are doing it so they can continue to fund these parasite migrants. And
who's they? What are you talking about? Who's they?
It's going to be, I guarantee it's going to be the big triple parentheses brackets they. God,
what does they mean? And who's funding immigrant communities? They take the least amount from the government. They end up net taxpayers. Immigrants to this country end up paying in a lot and getting almost nothing back. That's just a fact. That's not even like just an opinion.
And that's the reason why. And by the way, for you guys that are in Europe that are watching this, the same thing's happening over there. The West has a huge problem.
I love, oh man, buying wholesale into Stephen Molyneux level 2013 great replacement bullshit is so fucking funny in the Big 2-6. Having to be like, yeah, no, actually in Europe, the same, their demographics are being replaced, and they have Muslim rape gangs, and it's just the same fucking bullshit. It's the same shit from a decade ago that he's just trickling onto because of whatever fucking Kiwi farms or 4chan threads that he trolls.
We have an infection, and we refuse to admit that there's a problem.
Listen to the language. Parasites, infection. This is why I said goose stepping and zig heiling, because this is exactly what the Nazis did. That's the way they talked about Jews. Rodents, parasites. It's an infection. Poisoning the blood of our country, as Trump said, which he took. That was a Nazi thing from back in the day. You care to, like, I don't know, make it any more... Can you make it a little more subtle? Give yourself a little bit of plausible deniability? So when I come out here and say you sound like a fucking Nazi and you go, no, I don't, like, at least there's a chance some people might...
No, it's because of that. Like, Asmongold is one of the most blatant representations, most visible representations we've seen of the kind of, it's not nihilistic, but the kind of proud black pilling that happens in these deep internet spaces. And usually they don't get the kind of audience and market penetration. They don't have the attention of Asmongold because the shit they say is so repugnant, because it's so baseless, because it's so easily disproven. And he kind of came into it backwards. Like, he didn't build his audience off of that. He was built this way by a large part of his audience. And it is intentional. Like, that's part of the appeal, that they get so far into this radicalization that you could say, hey, dude, you sound like a Nazi. And they go like, yeah, you said that like it's a bad thing. Like, they try and make it an attitude thing. And it's not really. It's just like, you are sadly parroting other idiots' dumbass ideas. Like, that's what you're doing. It is a desperate bid for attention. But that doesn't make the shit that they're saying any less violent, any less insightful.
Believe you? No, you don't want to do that? You just want to fucking let it all hang out? Okay.
There is clearly a problem, there is clearly an affliction, and there is also clearly a solution. But they don't want to talk about that because it might make them feel bad. That has to stop. Like, if I knew that I could get these people deported and sent back to fucking Guatemala or Somalia or wherever the fuck they came from, if I knew I could do that, I would take a break from my stream.
It is just incredible to me that the immigrants that he's going after almost
so fucking funny. This is the video from a couple days ago where Asmus was saying that he would love to go help ICE agents, that he would love to go and be like, yeah, no, I would laugh at them, and I would be, no, you fucking wouldn't, dude. If you didn't shoot yourself in the dick during your 10 minutes of training that they give new ICE agents, you would like run your own ass over with one of your cars. Like, you would probably fucking die of exposure just being outside. Like, his body has so acclimated to his little fucking virus petri dish of a house.
Certainly are a much bigger benefit to society than his sloppy ass. And he's just totally unaware of that. You sit in an air-conditioned room and fucking bitch for a living, son. That's what you do. You ramble into a microphone, incoherent, contradictory, dumbass thoughts on a daily basis. With you out of the scene, nothing would change. Nothing. And by the way, it's not just you. Me too. I'm just a guy who talks into a microphone in an air-conditioned studio, okay? I'm very lucky to be here. You're very lucky to be there. Let's not pretend like what we do is somehow better for society than some immigrant who busts his ass in the scorching heat doing construction and building houses. Some immigrant who's a plumber, some immigrant who lays carpet, some immigrant who's an electrician. Like, these are real jobs that actually tangibly add something to society. I babble, you babble. And here he is acting like, oh, they're evil, they're terrible, they're wrong. Motherfucker, at least they shower. At least they don't use
good shit. All right,
dead rats as alarm clocks like some people. At least there's not a fucking cockroach crawling across their shirt as they're doing their job, unlike some people.
I'll be backing these guys up every day.
Here's the thing, and here's the other. This is the shit that, again, it ties back to this apathy for emotions towards other people, apathy for caring towards other people. And it's where this whole suicidal empathy bullshit comes from. Suicidal empathy is the bizarre offshoot of like TikTok therapy speak. What phrases like I don't owe you anything, or you don't owe anybody anything for your own happiness, and not having enough spoons are to TikTok psychology, pop psychology speak that enables people to, and this isn't the point of those phrases, but a lot of people misconstrue those and misuse them to be essentially enablers or abusers in some form or fashion, or just assholes in general, being like, I don't owe anybody else anything. What those are to therapy speak, the idea of suicidal empathy is to just like people like Elon Musk, people like Asmongold. It is a way for them to, while purposefully not grappling with the actual thing being conveyed, it is a way for them to basically hand wave aside any criticism that just strikes right at their morality or lack thereof. Any critique that strikes at, hey, you just want to see people die, and they'll be like, this suicidal empathy that you don't want to see other people die, you're suicidally empathic. What the fuck are you saying? Anarcho-curmudgeonism, what the fuck, DD? Spoon theory is an apt descriptor for energy-limiting diseases. That's what I'm talking about. I literally just said I didn't say every single use of those things is bad. I am saying that there are people who will use phrases like that outside of that intended meaning, right? Like there are people who will say, oh yeah, I don't know if I really have the spoons for this today, who don't have those energy limiting diseases, who don't have any kind of psychiatric need for that space, but they are co-opting it to better enable their aversion to human contact in one form or another. Like it's not always used correctly is my point. But part of that is also the fact that he knows that him acting like this, him even using AAVE like he's about to do, when he talks about, yeah, I'd be packing them up. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd totally be packing them. Like, he knows he's doing it to piss people off. That's why. That's the important thing to go into this. Don't let your jimmies be rustled by this, because he doesn't believe in anything but triggering people who do actually give a shit. That's the important thing to remember. Oh yeah, no, Danny Mirjanovic, we've had conversations about people who self-diagnose and absolutely don't fit the criteria for shit. Feed me a stray cat. People did the same thing with gaslighting. Yes, gaslighting is another one.
Oh no, I'd show up at their house with the ICE agents. I'd show up like Ash Ketchum. I say, guess what? Guess what? Get your shit.
What is with the fake laugh? Like, why are you forcing a laugh about this? It's so embarrassing.
Up like Ash Ketchum. I say, guess what? Guess what?
Look at that fake laugh.
See, no, fucking Kyle gets it. It's purely performative. And it's because he is doing it being like, see what a chud I am? Doesn't it just piss you off? And he fucking, There is also something to Asmongold that I feel, there's something Reddit about it, right? Where there's something about him that it feels like when he does these little reactions, like he is trying to meme himself. He is trying to replicate like the faces and expressions he's seen in memes in the hopes that somebody will clip him. That's the level of performative it feels to me. Like there are layers to it that I see. Do you ever see somebody acting like an anime character as an adult? That's kind of the vibe I get, but for Asmongold and like memes, like forum memes and shit.
This is so hard. It's so put on. By the way, the most ironic thing of all this is Asmongold has always looked like the traditional depiction of Jesus Christ. Right? Like the way white people think Jesus looks with, he's very white, but he's got like the hippie hair, the hippie beard. He looks like Jesus, but he literally sounds like Adolf Hitler. It's so bizarre. You ain't doing shit. He said he talks a big game. If he was in front of immigrants, he wouldn't say anything. He would just keep it moving.
Get in the red and blue van. Gotta catch them all. That's right. I would do this, and honestly, I make videos about them. Like other, and I'm gonna be real. Like I would be so brutal to these people.
And here's, again, you hear that, whereas he brings out the, I'm gonna be real. Dog. Dude. Look, and I say this as a fellow white. I say this as a fellow white. You can't be talking like that, white baby. Like it's just this. He has that same faux progressivism that so many people have when they grow up in what I imagine are off. Hey, lady, knock it off. All right, give me 1 second. Sorry. Sunset sarsaparilla spot. I'm sorry, Max Danger. Chat I had with an Asmongold supporter yesterday. He said Asmon needed to save his money. It's too expensive to get his shower fixed, so it's okay he doesn't shower. Are you sure? Are you sure that he was talking about Asmongold? Because that's fucking insane to say. He's stupid fucking rich. He shits out 10-minute videos that get millions of fucking views. That's insane. Genuinely bonkers to me. Why is this one video at the top of mine? Oh Christ! All right, let's watch.
But it was too late. They have no heart.
What these fucking I guess this is happening right now. NRCC dinner at Union Station.
And now you see what they're doing. They're just creating chaos. They want to create chaos. It's all they're good at, creating chaos. They can't do policy, no good. But they're doing it for two reasons. No, number one is they want to deflect.
Fuck, he is. I'm getting a kind of what's the word I'm looking for? There is a kind of lull watching his stuff now that comes over me. Because he is in such shitty shape. He is in, like, look at him, listen to him. I know he's suffering through it. I know he's suffering through it.
From all of the tremendous success that we're having in this military operation, I won't use the word war because they say if you use the word war, that's maybe not a good thing to do. They don't like the word war because you're supposed to get approval. So I'll use the word military operation, which is really what it is. It's called a military decimation. But they don't like the good publicity.
What do you... That Purple Crescent Moon, you fucking poet. That bovine gaze of indifference. What oh, man. What a great way to put it.
They don't like to see us succeed. They want to see our country fail. And also, what they really want is they want illegal immigrants to come in.
Every word, it sounds like he's grasping for it. Every word, it's just falling off the tip of his tongue. Like it's like every word is jumping to kill itself before he can say it.
Criminals doesn't matter because they want to get their votes. They think they're going to get their votes, and we're not going to let this happen. We're not going to let our country be destroyed by these people. So 16 months ago, with the help of many people in this room, we saved our country in the most important electoral victory in American history. Could be. Let me ask you, let's do a poll, fake poll. We'll do a real poll. We're tired of those fake polls. I get so many. Although I got one yesterday.
God damn, dude. He is fucking out to goddamn lunch. To like just the completely medium tone of clapping in the background to him trying, the awkward pause to him trying to like let's do a poll. Let's not a fake poll. It'll be a fake poll, but not like the fake polls. It'll be a good poll. It's like, man.
From CNN, what is the percentage of people in MAGA, which is most of the Republican Party, by the way, that support the president? The number was 100%. You believe it? In fact, he went wild. Harry, he went wild. It may be the last time he ever does the show, but these are okay. No, it was 100%. Even I was surprised at that. That was pretty good. But we won all 7 swing states by millions and millions of votes. We won the Electoral College by 312 to 226. We won the popular vote for the first time of any Republican in many decades. And biggest of all is we won, that's where you see all red, except for the 2 little blue lines on the edge on the map. We won 86% of all counties in America, 2,700 to...
Alrighty, chat. I will be actually right back. I don't know when. In a couple, I'm gonna try and be back in a couple minutes. I just have to go do something that I forgot about really quick. So I will be right back. I'm gonna switch it over to the be right back, and yeah, don't go anywhere.